I'm Odi and this is my freshly built Falcon Tire Fuel Suspension S15. Matt's a great teammate, but I gotta make sure I beat him every time.
And I'm Matt Field, and this is my Falcon Tire Drift Cave Corvette. Yeah, we're pretty good friends off track, but when we're on track, nothing but frenemies. New layout, same as the old layout. It's fun, it's fast. I have only gotten 2 laps. My car's kind of running funny. The weather's really, really cold, and I made a couple of changes, so my tuner's not here, so he's trying to do it remote, and that always adds a little bit of time to everything, so I'm trying to get the car back on track so I can feel it, because being the new layout, you want to turn as many laps as possible, so I need to get out there, that's for sure.
Just dealing with the cold weather, trying to stay warm. I think Matt has been having a few issues too, but he's kind of keeping to himself about this right now, so I'm not sure what kind of gremlins this is having. I'm gonna probably find out as the event goes on. We're just kind of doing our own thing, trying to battle through some difficulties right now, but I think everything's kind of going smooth right now. We definitely had a rough start, so can't wait to catch up with Matt, see how he's doing, and I can't wait to finish off the second half of practice. I feel like I could have gotten more laps in, so very much looking forward to just getting back out there.
Yeah, it's pretty cold out here. I got this layer, second layer. Gotta keep warm.
You tried to take grip out of the front already.
Yeah, I've been trying to.
Looks like the lights are beginning to illuminate right there in between the vehicles. Once they extinguish, they're ready to go. The chase car can leave the start line before the lead vehicle just to pace themselves. Massive angle here. Oh boy, Reader grips up. Look at that thing, just absolutely grip up and exceed those front tires. Travis Reader out front. Matt Field in chase position. Like we said. Big angle there from Reader, bringing it all the way into the outside zone and across the finish line.
Going into today, I was still a little bit struggling with the course. Right off the bat, my car just rotates really quickly from the initiation to the inner clip. This track is all about being smooth, smooth, smooth to build the momentum. I think we figured something out because we just got done with our battle with Travis Reader for top 32 and we won, but it wasn't easy because I had to totally drive different than I normally drive. And that's okay, but it's hard when you start getting into the further battles where you revert to what you know versus what you have to tell yourself to do. So, been reviewing footage, watching everyone else over here on the Jumbotron and just trying to figure out the next steps because we're going against Vaughn in top 16.
Very happy because I have some seat time under my belt. Not as much as some of the other drivers, but hey, that's no excuse. The car's working well. I gotta just put it together. So got Ryan Literal for top 32. We've been drifting together for a very long time. I actually started drifting when he was like really into it, and he kind of got me into drifting. So very much looking forward to that battle. And he's another Fuel Suspension teammate. He's running the same coilovers as I am. I sponsor him, so yeah, it's kind of like, let's battle with buddies and have a bunch of fun and try not to get too worked up about it, because one of us is gonna win.
You guys have the bracket?
Odi Boxes, what do you got? Going against Ryan Literal. Outside zone, Ryan Literal tit for tat there. Exactly same time, transitioning into outside zone 3. Got that power on deck, brings it outside zone 4. Literal out of the gate. Rolling in that first outside zone. To the door of Literal. You can see him, great proximity there. Throw some more angle at it. I think he's really got a valiant effort here. Woo-wee! Odi, it's just over the years is just absolutely just more comfortable with where he's at, and just his chase runs are some of the best.
We came out on top. That's really what matters. We did a really clean run. I did what I had to do. It was very a big sense of relief hearing from my spotter after my lead run saying, hey, you put the car where you need to be in all the right places. And after that, when I chased, I just did my best. I love chasing, and I used it as a good practice run. And at the same time, you know, I was on fire. I had to win. My team put in so much work yesterday on making the car tip top after we have a few problems that they deserve to move on. You know, they worked hard, and I made sure that that happens. And very proud of my whole team, and feeling good about going into top 16.
All right, well, here we go. Let's see how menacing it is in that rear view mirror. Vonkin Jr. transitioning in. There goes Matt past that front clip, taking out that front clip. Now into that third outer zone. Oh man, look at Vonkin Jr. Matt Field right there, not shaking. And remember, Vonkin Jr. coming up back-to-back wins. Goes to that first outside zone. Taking out that front clip. Matt Field using all of the course. The windows to the walls, look at that. Oh, look at it, we got some surging back and forth. It's a dogfight, man, look at this. Woo, bring it across the finish line. Well done by Matt Field and Vonkin Jr.
I think there's a lot to take away from this. Obviously, there's a lot of car setup stuff to take away. That's where I like, all right, if I take this knowledge away and I learn off it and I build off of it for next year, that's gonna be good. So I'm gonna take that till tomorrow and formulate a plan and come back even harder. I think now we have the car that can win. I just need to know how to drive it.
With Jeff Jones following him into initiation, everything was kind of off. I felt like we just didn't go as fast into initiation as I'm used to, and then I kind of choked up, and from there, the rhythm was just off. It was so off that there's a spot where I had to work really hard not to straighten out behind him, and when it was time to get going and then slow back down, I was going, I think, a lot faster than Jeff, because I was just not used to being in that part of the track, and I collided right into him. You know, props to Jeff for keeping his foot on it, even though I hit him. He didn't have to keep going after he got hit so hard. So, man, that guy's a straight up driver, and I really appreciate seeing that side of Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get the easiest bracket yesterday, and I didn't get an easy bracket today, seeing as if I make it past Gucci for top 32, I'll be facing Vaughn again. But that being said, we had a pretty good chance yesterday. I think I drove pretty well, and I think that I'm better today. So I'm looking forward to that battle, but we got to get through Gucci first. I think we have a better car than him. I haven't seen much of his laps, but I know I've had a lot of time in this car, and I'm feeling much more comfortable. So he's gonna have to try real hard to beat us, because I'm feeling good.
Maybe twice. Here we go. Thanks, Rip. Here we go. Matt Field initiating that first outside zone pass. second outside zone. Pulling through the power alley. Oh man, Ken Gushie wants some redemption from yesterday, but he's got to go through Matt Field, the beast of the band. He's putting down a solid lead run. Let's go, fellas. Ken Gushie. Ryan talked about filling that first outside zone. Gets out, barely just dipped that tire in. You'd like to see him a little bit deeper here. But look at Matt Field. Woo, just, oh my goodness, he is all up in the smoke. Okay, you can see him just staying out of that smoke line, but keeping that proximity. That is a smart approach there, Ryan. He's showing great proximity, good car control.
For top 32, I went up against Travis Reeder, and it went pretty smooth. I got to lead first, so I got to set my own pace, which is always a good place to be at. My lead run went really smooth. I enjoyed driving, and everything kind of clicked into place. When it was time to chase, you know, I did what I had to do. I wasn't overly aggressive, but I felt like we had a really just good, tight proximity around the track. There's one area at the very end of the course into the deceleration zone. I gave him a little bit more distance than I really wanted to. I went in a little conservatively because that's where I hit Vaughn really bad in practice. And honestly, even though that was my, footing getting scrambled and a big just driver error following Vaughn, it still kind of was on my mind.
Giving chase. Watkins Jr. into that first outside zone. Backs off a little bit. Matfield needs to gain some ground. Get up close to the professional fun haver, and there he does just that. Into that outside zone 3. Now coming to zone 4. Oh wow, really just, man, Matfield.
Was he past the finish line? I don't think so.
Leaving here, definitely disappointed because we had a hell of a car, but I mean, Vaughn is on point this year so far. So going into Irwindale, I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. The car always works really well at Irwindale. I like it. It's one of my favorite tracks. It's fun. It suits the car. But I thought that this did too. So, got to scratch our heads a little bit. I have some self-reflection to do, but yeah, just got to keep pushing, I guess.
Forsberg in the lead, Odi in the chase. See how they handle this going into that first outside. Whoa! What? That was very unorthodox. That was an interesting initiation there, Ryan. And
very unexpected. Really cannot afford any silly mistakes here. But we know what Odi's going to do, right?
Yeah, Odi's going to throw down.
The best defense is going to be an offense here in the lead position.
Odi Bakshi's initiating that first. That thing is absolutely unfortunate to get past the turning and not to stand into that power alley, now into the third outer zone at the beginning of the sweeper. You can see that Forsberg staying outside of that smoke trail, just keeping it legal.
So this is definitely like my low, and Irwindale is it's going to be one of those events where I need to just kind of reinstate my confidence, and just drive hard the way I usually drive and the way I was driving in the beginning of the season, and just kind of hopefully end on a high note. It's a brand new car. It's not an excuse, but hey, there's definitely a few things that we learned along the way through the season that makes it a better car moving forward. And I'm just going to take that with me into Irwindale and hopefully do a really good job.